Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where we discuss the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, one smeared Nazi at a time. My name's Tom Taylor.
I think there's not enough smeared Nazi. I'm Pete Mummert.
Oh, wow.
Bloodthirsty Pete Mummert.
Yeah. I'm Gerald Christopher St. Gumaris, patron saint of glove makers and hernia sufferers.
Make gloves, not war.
I thought she was going to be a patron saint of the patron saint of like mob girlfriends.
That's what I was thinking too.
Kumar, yeah, I got it. Porter.
And today we are lucky enough to be joined by our friend Doug Greenberg of the Rocky Minute. Welcome, Doug.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
We're glad you could make it on here, and we hope you're excited to talk about Minute 93.
I am. It took a while because, I had to wait for Tom to drop the restraining order because I kept badgering him about coming on the Rocky Minute.
I'm so anxious just even having you in the same headspace right now. You're going to ask me to be on the show again. It's gonna be no, I badly want to be on. I missed Rocky, but I'm not going to miss Rocky 2.
Oh, that's fantastic.
This I swear.
Nice.
See, that's an exclusive.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tom's not going to miss Rocky 2.
It's official now.
Listen, as the restraining order, that holds up in court. So
That's right.
just in case you try to skip out on us.
If you say it on a podcast, it is solid.
Binding.
It's airtight.
Airtight. All right. My lawyer's listening, by the way.
All right, Minute 93 of Last Crusade. This begins with Indy getting chain choked by Vogel, and it ends with a happy Nazi getting a periscope handle to the back of the head.
That's Vogel's personal chain, isn't it?
Oh, probably. Oh, maybe that's what he was getting out of his scarf.
Oh.
Like we saw him kind of taking off his cravat and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he had his chain under
It's
there.
got that chain. I feel like he just carries a chain around. Like, should the opportunity to strangle someone arise?
Yeah.
Or is this like a
Yeah.
tote hanger? Is this like the chain from a hanger?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. No, that crossed my mind. Maybe it's a little bit of a tote callback.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. Maybe it's just a coat hanger. Yeah, in the tank.
Maybe it's what he used to chain up one of the motorcycles back in Berlin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did a terrible job.
There are some other chains, I think, around the top of the tank. You can see them, but I don't think that's this chain. I think this is a special chain for Vogel. No.
Yeah, because he's sitting there, just kind of sitting down while Indy's punching the guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of sitting there looking at his. It's like a character in Final Fight when you're walking through, and it's like Brett is sitting there looking, down at the ground while you're fighting some guys. He's just sitting there waiting for his turn to fight.
Well, after Indy gets flipped over kind of backwards, and then he's just kind of sitting there waiting. He's not lunging at the guys that just attacked him.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not aware of the guy behind him, Vogel. He's just sitting there
Yeah.
Yeah.
waiting for the chain to get wrapped around his mouth.
Yeah, I know his chin. That stinks. I hate that.
That looks painful, even as a stunt. Like even as a movie thing, that looks painful.
I think what's weird is he gets a few fingers in between his neck and the chain,
Uh-huh.
but then later on in the minute, those fingers are gone. So it's just chained to neck.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's real choking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're trained in any kind of self-defense, the fingers between the chain and the neck are crucial.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what you're supposed to do is, if you feel somebody kind of grabbing you from behind, you tuck your chin so they can't get to your neck.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
But when he feels that chain around his chin, he just presents his neck. He puts his chin up to the sky and says, "Take me."
I'm just imagining me with all sorts of double, triple, quadruple chins walking around. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm never raising my chin again now. I'm just like in perpetual readiness to get attacked.
Some people need more fingers than others to protect their neck.
We have a strangely magic prop in this minute. I submit that the gun that Indy drops into the top of the tank is not the gun that lands in the same shot.
Ah.
It looks like he drops it, and then it's way too late for the gun to be landing as the camera pans down. And I almost want to say you can see like the shadow of some prop guy dropping the gun in front of Henry.
It does take a long time to fall. Maybe it's a squirt gun.
Maybe.
It's like light. It's like, the air resistance is causing it to fall more slowly.
The one that lands is a squirt gun?
Maybe.
Well, it does take a long time to reach that table or whatever it lands on.
Because it also it doesn't bounce like a loaded gun, right?
Right.
A loaded gun is fairly heavy, so that thing would kind of just fall and sit. Not a whole lot of bounce to it.
And how likely would it be that the gun would not discharge when it's dropped like that?
Yeah, could have shot his dad. He keeps trying to kill his dad in these minutes.
Actually, a gun discharging just by dropping it is very unlikely.
Really?
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell that to every TV show I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't get the memo.
I try. I write every single one, and they never answer me back.
Dear Chips, you're full of it.
Well, how about this? Maybe you can settle a long-standing argument we've had from 1 minute ago. Can you stop a gun from firing by sticking your finger into the barrel?
Absolutely not.
Can you stop your hand from working by sticking your finger in the barrel?
That would blow your finger apart. The bullet might not go anywhere, but it would blow your hand to pieces.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
We were actually trying to figure out, though, if that rock he shoved into the gun in the last minute would have caused it to blow up like that. And we think it probably wouldn't have.
You know, I watched the minutes leading up to this because I wanted to bring this up. And because I knew it would drive one, if not all three of you crazy.
Well done.
That would not happen.
Yeah.
It would blow that rock right out of the barrel. I mean, the shell might not go as far as it would be intended, but it wouldn't perfectly perforate the barrel of the cannon in 6 equal parts.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful banana peel. At second 9, Indy's hat clearly falls off, and it falls into the steel beast.
Oh,
and
gosh, you're right.
Yeah, it does. You see his head, and then okay, so Indy just died.
Yeah.
But then we have what I like to call a Yahweh edit, where hey, his hat's back on. You see that? Like, yeah, his hat, but like he's reaching over and he's like, "Dad, get out!" And his hat falls off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see it, but you see it bounce.
I always thought he was saying "get it," which is.
Oh, I thought he said "get out."
It makes more sense for him to say "get out" because why is he yelling at him?
No,
in
he's
front of all
yelling to
the
get the
Nazis?
gun.
I know, but why is he
wait a minute,
like all the
really?
Nazis are there? Like,
Yeah, and the script says "get it."
Oh, the script says "Dad, get it."
Yeah, but it does sound like he yells
Weird.
"get out."
The subtitles on Amazon, AmazonPrime.com. If you're looking for any endorsements, the subtitles say "Dad, get out."
Huh.
Oh, really?
Oh, I just listened to it again. He clearly says, "Dad, get out."
But and that also makes me wonder if Indy dropped the gun on purpose.
Oh, I think he did.
I did too.
I mean, I always
I
thought that he dropped it for Henry or something. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why he's saying "get it, Dad, get it."
Yeah. Actually, neither one makes sense because, okay, I'd love to get out, son. I'm surrounded by Nazis. I'm in a tank. There's nothing I can do. Why are you telling me to get out? Why didn't I think of that?
This all confuses me though too, because So he drops the gun in there, and the guy, the Nazi, has his gun trained on Henry. Does he not see or hear the gun?
Yeah.
I was wondering
Fall
that too.
in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
And is that why Henry doesn't just stares at it? Is he trying not to draw attention to the fact that the guy doesn't see it?
Yeah. Pick up the
Yeah.
goddamn gun.
Yeah.
Henry.
Yeah. Or is Indy just trying to kill Henry again by getting his dad to reach for the gun and get himself shot?
Look out, he's got a gun. Get him.
We've
Young
had
man in the
several
hat.
instances of attempted patricide so far. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and I think what we have in this minute is what is specifically not said. What is omitted is there's no Marcus get out.
Oh my gosh.
or Marcus, if he says get it, there's no Marcus get it either.
No,
Yeah.
like no Marcus
is
get it.
not
and,
capable of shooting a gun, nor
No,
is he
it's-
worth getting out of the tank.
Marcus, sit
And
still.
I actually think right now Marcus is lost inside the tank.
He's a sacrificial lamb.
He's just wandering around, like looking,
Yeah.
looking at
He's
stuff.
lost inside the tank, and that's about it.
It has to be the
Bumbling
next minute, the low point of Marcus, as far as I'm sure some of you are concerned.
No, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
what I'm
watched
thinking
it. I
of.
have no idea, but I can't possibly
gonna love it.
imagine it's the Marcus Nader. Yeah. Another Marcus trough.
As a huge fan of this movie, this might be the only. It's not this minute, unfortunately. It's the next minute. The only Marcus thing that bugs me.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
That's going to be
And I
another
think it bugs
guest.
me the most too.
It's going to be another guest axe to grind. And yours. And-
But you got your sentiment in there.
Yeah.
yes, duly noted.
Yeah, duly
Yes.
noted. And speaking of axes to grind, Indy hits this guy. This soldier approaches Indy and he hits him and he knocks him onto the tank tread. And he's dragged under the tank. And I'm a little disappointed we didn't get like a Pat Roach red streak the next time the tread came around.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're waiting for it. You
Yeah.
expect
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vogel sucks at choking people, by the way.
that. It's taking forever.
What I think, so the Nazi falls right into the tank tread, and then the tank burps. That's basically what I saw.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it goes.
And then there's a comic book of the tank burping him up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Sarlacc
That guy's
pit,
fine.
ugh.
Yeah.
But no, really, and I wanted to know what you thought about this, especially you, Peter, because I think this is a beautiful Indiana Jones hybrid death here. We have half the Raiders' Nazi dad, right? And then,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
because it's kind of getting run over in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
But then you have a half Temple of Doom Pat Roach schmear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely love it. I just wish there were a red smear, but I think this whole little scene is beautiful.
It would be funny if, I was going to say it would take too long for the smear to come all the way around again.
Yeah.
But it would be great if they just held on it for 10 seconds, 15
Yeah.
until the blood came around again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like
saw
when
it.
he's sitting here in in a few seconds, like Vogel's choking him and he's on his back. You can see the treads coming around. If you could see it coming around then or something.
Oh yeah.
But wait a minute, Tommy, would you like that?
If there was a smear of blood on
Yeah,
the thing?
would it be
course.
one too many callbacks?
No, I wouldn't even.
He likes carnage.
I do like Carnage. Well, I mean, I like
Yeah,
Indiana Jones Carnage, and I think that's. I guess I don't know if I feel like I'm trained by Temple of Doom to expect the smear to the point where I wouldn't. I don't even know if I call that a callback. That's like, don't call it a callback. I've been here for years. I would think that it's more just like cause and effect. Like, oh, that guy got run over by the. You know, we're used to blood splatters and blood smears and stuff, and.
Well, it's interesting that it's bloodless, especially after yesterday's revolting.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. Right before that, though, we do, when Henry sees Indy's fallen gun, what happens? Or should I say, what happens?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He dons his signature hat, and I'm not sure about this, but I predict Henry Jones taking action.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of hat stuff in this scene. Like, Indy's hat falls off into the tank, and then Yahweh goes, "Nah, I got you," and he puts it back on. And then Henry puts his hat back on, and then we see the Nazi guy get slugged. His hat flies off, and then, of course, suffers immediate death.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. And it is like he puts his hat on just like he's getting ready to fight. Like he's like, okay, it's time to step up.
Yeah.
I want to get back to how much Vogel sucks at choking people.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please do.
See, he's got Indy around the neck with a chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We all agree on that.
Yeah.
So he has all the leverage. How does Indy even sit up?
Yeah. Let alone punch guys while he's getting choked.
Yes. Like either Vogel is very weak, which I mean, I don't know. Was Indy the model of male sustenance and ability back then? I'm not. I mean, I didn't live in the 30s, so I don't really know. But I don't know. There's no reason that Indy should manhandle a guy who's choking him from behind the way he does.
Yeah.
Oh, he's jabbing him in the ribs with his elbows. It seems like that would hurt at least some.
He shouldn't.
That's true.
He shouldn't get enough like torque in his body to jab him in the elbows.
Yeah.
If not that I'm listen, I don't choke people for a living, okay?
You're not here
amateur.
to advocate
just
for
wanna
I'm
make
an
choking.
amateur.
I just want to make that clear.
Strangler. Yeah.
But if you are behind somebody and you want to get the jump on them and you want to choke them from behind, all you have to do is lean your upper body back and take that person off their feet. Doesn't matter if they're on their feet or on their back, as long as their upper body is farther behind than their lower body, they have no leverage.
Huh.
But you don't choke people for a living.
Yeah, what do you know?
Yeah, what do you...
We're witnessing how it's happening. It's happening in the movie in front of our eyes. Can't argue with that.
Listen, I may
No, it's impressive.
I may train in one or one martial art here, but that's
I'm starting to put that
Okay.
together.
That's all I got. I may be a white belt in some martial art, but you know what? You got to. Everybody has to start somewhere.
No, you're right. Well, Indy, as the classic kind of cowboy western, he's got the back-fisted punch that always, knocks 2 or 3 guys over, and he's great. I mean, he slugs. He's a big slugger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when they're the business with the periscope. Is that called a periscope on a tank? Sure, why
I
not?
don't know.
I'm going to call it a periscope because I don't know
Yeah.
what else to call it.
I second.
But like,
that.
and Indy gets his face smashed into it and stuff, and you see the guy down below, and he's like, haha, that's funny. Like the Americans getting beat up. I'm going to watch this more. But the look on his face is always to me like he just saw a naked lady, and he's gonna, and he's gonna like, oh boy, this is gonna be sweet. He's getting undressed, and I'm gonna get to see something.
I'm also surprised that Spielberg didn't go for the money shot here. Is when he's got the crosshairs of that periscope, it fixes on Indy's right leg instead of like right down the middle, which it seems like would have made more sense for the guy to be laughing.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I don't. I was wondering. Once the periscope is engaged, do we get to call the tank a steel rhino? That's all I could think of. It's like a callback to the train scene, with the the hole pops up and the whole it's just the whole thing comes up. It's like we have we have Indy, and it's like something, he's riding a train or a tank, and then something smashes up through the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's in mid fight. It's like it made me, all I could think of was like Roscoe laughing.
They were firing that cannon earlier, right? They're firing all the cannons before.
Yeah.
So what the hell is this one periscope for?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Unless the periscope's for the guy, the commander, so he can see what's going on, and then the driver has this little window in the front.
Oh, maybe. I could see that.
I don't understand this at all. I mean, I really don't understand this. Like, why doesn't the Nazi go out and help his commanding officer?
He wasn't commanded to.
It's funny.
by omission.
It's not as funny that way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like his comeuppance because he says in German, he says, these Americans, they fight like women.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you: is it ironic that when he says that he's feminine-like?
He is a little bit. I think you're right. Yeah.
Maybe he meant that as a compliment.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he did.
It's like I wish I
think he's-
fought like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Glow.
He's deeply in love. Hello.
I'm going to call out it's a neutral to negative card. With the face smush, it takes me out. No imminent danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no imminent danger. Well, no, I mean it's a great scene. I mean the choking thing is actually really sort of. Yeah, it's. I know Vogel sucks at it, but it's kind of violent. I wasn't expecting it. You're like, he just shoots those three guys. You're like, damn, he just got out of the. Whoa, there's a chain around his neck. I'm in it, and then this kind of turns it into the old Saturday morning, Metal Like Lemon Globetrotters cartoon.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a lot of that stuff, and it's fine. I kind of want to watch the action scene. I'd love to watch the action scene.
I agree with you, but I like it because it's super goofy.
Yeah, I like the goofiness.
Like it's a good kind of goof. It just looks
Yeah.
weird. Like it's like Indiana, like Harrison
Yeah.
Ford with his face all smushed.
It looks like Steven Spielberg would have made this. Like it's
Sure.
like a classic signature move.
That's you know
Yeah.
what? It's fine. It's completely consistent.
And those shots actually, like through the periscope, actually look like somebody in 1975 took a Super 8 camera and was filming. Like it's got a weird kind of grainy kind of. It's like not like the same film stock as the rest of the
Yeah.
movie or something. It
Yeah.
looks like it's all glary and stuff. It's kind of neat looking.
And it looks a lot like Battlezone, like that little the square
of
in
course,
the middle.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
You know,
did.
if you
I was
guys
gonna
ask
say-
me,
Dogs
I'm
and
sorry,
Yes,
Jerry. No,
Oh
please,
no problem.
please.
I
You're
was just
the
gonna
host.
say they do a fantastic job with POV stuff in the tank, which is really cool.
Mhm.
This entire sequence.
Yeah.
What I was going to say. is
That's
not
what
as
you interrupted
important.
Doug for.
I was trying to say something positive.
Which we all appreciate.
Yes.
I was going to say, if before the season started, if you can say you can have 1 minute of this entire movie, I would say the Indy smushed his face up against the periscope. I love this so much, and I don't even know why.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
I still laugh at this.
Yeah.
I still laugh at a lot of this
Yeah.
movie, and I know
Yeah.
to much of your guys' chagrin, but I love this periscope thing.
See, I love that. I'm glad you're saying that, Doug. Like I love that people love so much of this movie, and sometimes I get a little wrapped up in the negative narwhals here. But I agree. I think this is
Why do I feel like he's pointing at me?
Negative narwhal.
it is like it is hilarious. Like a lot of this movie is hilarious, and it moves along at such a fast clip, and it's just fun. And I know
It's
not
a
everyone
romp.
here loves fun, but if they do, they'll really enjoy
all
this
right.
movie.
Well, wait a minute.
I wish I knew I wish there was like some sort of math. Like I don't know what the different. Like why do I like the face smushed against the periscope, but I don't like other stuff? Like I don't know what the
Yeah,
fine
why
line
do
is
you like
between,
the
like,
smush,
well,
but you
wait,
don't like the stamp?
wait a minute.
Stamp.
Why
Because you're a sociopath.
Pete, I don't know.
could
Coming
be.
off, the intercepting triple, triple guy shots and the intercepting Nazis of yesterday. How are you? I don't understand your math on it. I thought you would like
Mine?
the Nazi. No, Pete.
No, mine.
Oh, Pete. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like why did yesterday make you sad? But
I think yesterday I didn't like just because I liked what they were setting up with Vogel and Indy, and they both
Yeah.
rise up into the frame, and it seems
no,
very
you're
dramatic.
right. It was a
And
beautiful
they
setup.
kind of took me out of it, which I didn't
Yeah.
like. But now that I'm out of it, I'm cool with where they're going with it.
Well, I
moment
will.
has passed.
I will say
Yeah.
this. I actually really do like this scene. I think it's actually hilarious. And Doug, you have a great point. Just it is really funny, and it's well.
Yeah.
And Tommy, it's well done. It's like it's just funny. It looks cool. The periscope's cool. Maybe if I saw it in a slightly more lighthearted part of the movie or something, I'd like it better. Because I actually do like the scene and the shot and how it's done.
Yeah. I think the common thread that I have for the things that bug me in the movie, the quote unquote funny stuff that bugs me, is all the stuff that bugs me is like forced, and it doesn't quite work, like the stamp and stuff and things like that. But then
that
shoving
was
Indy's face
beautiful.
against the thing, that's just naturally funny.
Yeah.
He just looks funny. His face is
it's
smushed.
organic
And you're
within
not
the scene.
expecting it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
which
part
is-
of the scene. It's something that would
Yeah.
have, like all the stuff between Indy and Henry. That's all like that. It's all like conversationally funny stuff that people would say to each other. It's not like a 5-minute setup for camels or something. It all just makes sense and kind of flows and kind of happens and then goes away.
Whereas you're totally expecting a guy to think that's a stamp, the loud stomping noise. But that's obviously
Yeah.
not going to be fun.
Like, oh, that happens to me every day. I'm glad somebody finally took stamps to task for that. Stupid library
Love
stamps.
that damn stamping scene. I love it.
Thank you, Doug.
I know people love it, and I'm happy for you.
I was with you from that moment, Pete.
Awesome.
You know what is really fun about doing this whole Indiana Jones Minute thing and having everybody on the Listeners Crusade is you really get all sorts of different views on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I love that.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious if we'll get lots of different views on Crystal Skull. I hope we do, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
The vibe seems to be people getting sort of primed to give it a second chance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
that's
with
kinda
the
interesting.
articles that have been written lately, the 10-year anniversary. Like
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
it's not an F, it's a D plus.
I don't
But
think
that's
what
still
this article
passing. No, people are saying, "Hey, it's not as bad as you think," or parts of it are egregiously done and really
Yeah.
stupid, but there's a lot of good stuff in there too. I'm looking forward to it.
No, I revisited it. Yeah, last year, and I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
Cool.
I'm not too much younger than you guys. I think Raiders was my first exploration into Indiana Jones.
Uh-huh.
Even though not in the movie theater or anything, because I was only, what was that, 81 or 82?
81. Yeah.
81. So I was 3 when it came out. So I was probably 5 or 6 when I saw it. And aside from the ending scaring the shit out of me, I loved Raiders. And then going into Temple of Doom when I was creeping on 10 years old, that was right in my wheelhouse. But this, I loved every second of Last Crusade. For the longest time, I would have named this as my favorite, hands down, without question. Because, I mean, Raiders has its slow parts, so as a kid, you can make an argument that Last Crusade would trump Raiders. But as an older and wiser man, obviously Raiders is by and far the best one. But this is a very close second for me. So
Yeah.
and what's it called? Crystal
Skull.
I saw it once, and after seeing it, I was like, I kind of had a similar reaction to The Last Jedi. After seeing it, I was like, that was an Indiana Jones movie? For sure. Okay. But Indiana Jones was in it.
Right.
But that's where it began and ended with me. Like, I had no other emotional connection to it.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, just like Last Jedi, but that's another show.
Well, see, I felt like Solo felt like an Indiana Jones movie to me.
Kind
I
of.
love Solo.
Yeah. Me
Nice.
too.
Yeah.
I did. I like that comparison, like it was an Indiana Jones movie. I didn't even think of it that way, but you're right.
It moved like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
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 The action scenes
Written
were
by the guy
very
who wrote Raiders of the Lost
Yeah.
Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's absolutely
All
right.
I guess there's no coincidence there. And who's the other Kaz then? Is that his son?
That's his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, look at father and son working together to
Yep.
create something beautiful. Dad, why can't we do that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I was afraid you were going to say, Dad, Ton Wee's here.
But I don't know what that's from.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Good.
speaking gibberish, Pete. Do we have anything else for 93? Or do we look at Jerry awkwardly for a while until he...
I just have one small question here. What is that thing on top of the truck or the cab of the truck? Is that a mattress?
I saw that. I have the exact same note. What's on
Wait,
top
which
of the
truck?
lorry? A mattress?
You just called it a lorry?
I did. Every once in a while, Peter.
The Nazi transport, the 1940 Volkswagen Kubelwagen.
Whoa.
No, the pickup truck. The Citroen. There's a
With all the
Citroen.
guys in the back.
Yeah.
With all the guys in the back.
That's not the 1940 Volkswagen Kubelwagen?
No, that's the car that gets shot off the front.
Really?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, they put the wrong picture then on it. I am CDB. I was going to make a note that looks kind of like the one in Raiders, but that was obviously a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
right,
it does. It does. I don't know what that is. I had mattress written down too.
It does look like a mattress.
Yeah.
Like the guy's moving. And he just got sucked into it like he was
Maybe
going to
you know what? Maybe
It's like,
there's
hey.
one of those dudes. Like everybody else, sort of bivouacs normally in the desert, but one guy's got a really bad back.
Oh, yeah. He needs
Maybe
his
it's Vogel.
memory foam.
Yeah, exactly. Posturepedic.
How do you say sleep number in German?
Schlafnummer.
My question was, how does the spinning periscope knock that guy out?
Because it happens in a movie.
Oh, are
It's-
you
Yeah.
suggesting I should suspend my disbelief here?
Jared would tell you it's a Yahweh spin of a periscope or something. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it's in an action movie.
Yeah. I would say that. You're right. I have that written down actually. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, more.
Boy, it really
general,
looks like the one thing spins the opposite way, though, doesn't it? When
Well,
he kicks
see?
the thing on the top of the thing, it looks like it spins one way, and then it spins the other way to knock the guy out.
That's why it's rumpus.
Yeah, it's a form of rumpus.
There's
Definition
no
of it.
torque. There's no torque on that
Yeah.
thing. So
Right.
it'd be like getting hit with a paper towel tube.
Yeah, be mildly annoying.
Right?
He just falls all to pieces.
Does he ever?
Woo!
Yeah, there's literally nothing for Indy to kick there.
Yeah.
No. There's nothing on it. There's no torque.
Yeah,
Well, speaking of no torque,
as we were, yes.
as we were, this just in, coming through the wires.
my.
Yes.
This hasn't
Spinning
happened since
around,
yesterday.
coming through. This just in from Professor Christy Porter. Free second 42. You can clearly see Indy's misunderstandings.
Christy.
Hey, your Sankara stones are showing.
Oh, yeah.
Your Sankara stones are showing. Your Sankara stones are showing.
See, I always find it interesting that you and Christy see misunderstanding as something that can be plural.
Oh. You're not talking about his nuts, are you?
Are you a uniballer, Pete?
Why do you think the Nazi down below was smiling?
Yeah.
His misunderstanding.
Yeah, a load of that
No,
misunderstanding.
he does say that was my misunderstanding. Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't say that was my. Unless he was, yeah.
yeah.
Unless he was uniballing.
Maybe he couldn't see it. That's why he said he's fighting like a woman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There you go. Actually, I know a guy who actually is a bass player that I played in a band with for many years, and he was a skateboarder, and he had an accident, and he has a misunderstanding.
Oh.
Yes, he's a uniballer. Yeah, he's a great bass player.
Isn't there a song about Hitler like that?
That was it. That was a rumor about it.
That was a
Just
rumor.
one
That's right.
ball.
Yeah.
They were small. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to verify that.
Ask your kids. Everybody. They know. Well, Doug, thanks for joining us for this minute. This has been awesome.
This has been, and I'm honored to be a part of this. I really appreciate you guys inviting me on.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And tell the people where they can find you on the Rocky Minute.
Well, I am one half of the Rocky Minute. We are part of the Dueling Genre Network, an empire, some would call it. But you go to duelinggenre.com so you can find us, and countless other minute by minute shows and just other, you want to fill your podcatcher up with a bunch of stuff, go to duelinggenre.com. It's beautiful over there. But if you want to stop by Mighty Mix on Facebook, that's our listeners group, so you can check in, talk Rocky, and we're gearing up. We finished Rocky 1, which my good friends Pete and Jerry were both a part of.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was
nice.
cool.
Not Tom.
Oh,
But all three of them are going to be on Rocky 2. So we're in production for that. So we're look for Rocky 2 minute this fall.
awesome. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
And
so.
oh yeah, no, totally. It's a good show. And everybody, please come back here tomorrow for minute 94 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Cojones!
I was just about to yell that exact same thing, Jerry. That's funny.
Go ahead, do it. Try it.
Nah, moments past. I'm retired.
How many cojones can you have?